Hello, everybody. And hello for those who are watching the live session archive. This is not a mistake. This is, in fact, your class. I am Chef Rachel Rancourt-Hobbs, and I am filling in for Chef Tyson tonight. So do not worry, you did not hit the wrong button. You have a sub today, and I get to go over one of my favorite things. This is with you guys. I love cost controls. Cost controls is fantastic because you're going to use it all the time for your business, whether you're a manager, you're executive chef, you're going to be a business owner. This is all the stuff that you're going to need to know how to do. And the fact that you're doing it now is so important because you're getting that practice in. Practice now while you're in school. Get used to it. Get used to those fun numbers. Because the fun numbers are what you're going to be staring at all the time. Am I right, Chef Jonathan?
All the time. I don't know how much more I can expand on that, but
it's all of the time, right? So, fun little things. Let's do real quick. How many people did my delightful Escoffier is Excellent April contest? Did any of you guys do it for April? Escoffier is Excellent. Well, if you didn't, you can do the May contest. We have a contest coming up, and it is a citrus showdown. So for those who are interested, we have a citrus showdown this for the May cooking contest that you can be a part of. And just put on there hashtag Escoffier Citrus Showdown on Instagram and put your best foot forward with your citrus recipes. So this is going to be for the entire month of May. So if you're interested, I say go for it. Give it a whirl. It's gonna be fun. And then, how is everybody feeling about week 4? How are you guys feeling? You guys feeling good? You guys liking the numbers? How about you, Chef Jonathan? How is week 4 looking?
Yields are fun, right?
They are. Don't worry. We don't start off like this, but then as Chef Jonathan and I have looked more and more and more at all the fun numbers, this is how we got to be like this because of the practice.
And, a lot of students feel that week 4 is the hardest week in this whole course. So some people, you might find this week to be a little easier. It's very different math. So if you struggled with week 4, number 1, make sure to reach out. We can help you get it where you want it. You can still retake that quiz. But yeah, hopefully you find week 5 pretty straightforward after we explain it tonight.
Yay. And then let me get my slides up for you all. So remember, things to do this week. It is week 5. Your assignment, your quiz will be due on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. This quiz only has 5 questions, so don't panic if you're like, where's the rest of my exam? Because you guys are used to that 10 question. This one's just 5, right? All of your makeup assignments are due by the end of this week, Tuesday. This is the same for everyone. It's across the board for every single one of your classes, especially for your 6-week classes. Week 5, end of all the makeup assignments. Am I right, Chef Jonathan?
You are. And just because this is the last opportunity for those, I'm going to show you one more time how to do that. So remember, in this class, the makeup assignments are in the same place as your other courses. However, you're going to approach these a little bit differently. If you missed a quiz in a previous week, you're going to go back and take that quiz in that week, and then you're going to come in here to the makeup assignment 1 area and just submit a note saying week 1, week 2, week 3, whatever the quiz you want the grade updated on. That's how you're going to handle those makeup assignments if you need them. So again, you'll go up to, let's just say, week 3, go into that assignment, take the quiz, and then submit that note asking me to update your grade for that assignment. And those will close Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. So keep that in mind.
No exceptions. So get them done. Get them done now. Right? Everybody understand? Say, yes, chef, I understand. Yeah, thank you. I see. Yes. Seeing thumbs up now. Good. Don't worry, you'll get used to my Bob's Burgers, especially when you get to entrepreneurship. And then let us move on. That being said, remember, plan ahead. Week 6 is a short week. Oop, and I have the wrong date for that one. What is that, May 12th? Sorry, not February 17th. May 12th is when everything is due. So be certain to get going, get cracking. Don't have your Mother's Day be focused around your schoolwork. Get it done early. Get it done on time so that way you can enjoy your Mother's Day, and especially for those who have to work that day. I'm sorry, because that is never a fun day to work. Both Chef Jonathan and I have worked on those days, and I will now never go out on Mother's Day because of working on the line so much on those days. So that's why it's going to be a busy day. You know, if you're going to be working, get it done early, because you are going to be on the line doing brunch and all of those fun things for Mother's Day. So get it done early. But remember, week 6, everything is done on that Sunday, right? Thumbs up on that. Week 6 is a short week. I'm seeing some thumbs up. All right, cool. So let's move on. So, what do you guys think a budget is? What is a budget?
All your costs and things added together and subtracted to, right?
Yep, your costs and your things added together. I saw somebody say more math. What else do you guys think a budget is?
Chef, would you say a budget is a fixed amount that you do not want to exceed?
Yes. Yes, I would. Was that Catherine?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, boom, Catherine. Yes. Because your budget is your plan. It shows what you want to spend at your facility. Now, you guys do this all the time. You already do this. You know, when you get your paycheck, you know how much money you're going to spend on your rent. You know how much money is going to go towards your utilities for Comcast or whatever Wi-Fi you have. You know how much it's going to cost if you need to get gas every day or every week. You know how much you're going to spend on food. You already do this, and you already do it in your head instantly, right? Because how many people decide, like, I need to go buy clothing? Now, am I going to go to Nordstrom and buy a t-shirt that costs $150? Or am I going to go to Target and buy one that was on the clearance rack for $5? You already know in your head which one you can do. I will not be going to Nordstrom to buy a $150 t-shirt that my 5-year-old son will destroy in 2 seconds after, you know, giving me a hug. Peanut butter, grape jelly all over the place. Nope. I'm gonna go and get that t-shirt from Target for $5 off the clearance rack so my kid can destroy it, and I'm not gonna care. So you guys already make these types of decisions every single day. And now we're just taking it and you're going to implement it into your business. You're doing already what you're doing. Now we're just going to do it for your business. And the nice thing about it is the main difference is you're writing it down, right? Because when you're doing your budget and you're doing it for yourself, it's typically all in your head, but you can't do that for your business. You're just writing it all down. You're writing down what you need, what your numbers are looking like, because it gives you a better perspective. Now, for those who do have a budget and you write it down already in real life, that's awesome, because I do not do that. So the fact that you do that, I'll do it every day, all day for my business. But when it comes for me, I'm like, nope, no, thank you. I know my guide, but it's so important to have it for your business. So let me go back to my slide. What do you think some of the advantages are for creating a budget?
Saving money.
Saving money. Yep. What else? Dawn, I cannot hear you. If you could say that again, if that was you speaking. You have a clear amount. You know how much you will send in case something goes wrong. What else?
Organization.
Advantages. I'm sorry, what?
Organization.
Organization, yes. It helps you stick to your plan. What else? It'll keep you in line with your concepts. I hear
Discipline.
somebody's trying to talk, but I don't think it's working on their end. What else?
Discipline.
Discipline. Yeah. Because this is your business. This is your concept. It's your baby. You need to make certain that you don't overspend. Because for those who have kids, baby stuff is expensive, right? And you want your kids to have all those cute, adorable clothes, but in reality, that rain jacket that costs $50 for when they're 0 to 3 months, it's not really practical. But having that budget and writing it all down makes you see what is going to work for you, what will be practical for your business. It requires you to actually look at that numbers, have that communication going at all times, because it cannot just be front of the house versus back of the house. We can't have that. You need to have that clear communication at all times. You can't have it be like, you know, it's how many people know that front of the house versus back of the house? Grrr. Chef Jonathan knows it, right?
Constant battle.
Yes.
Try
And
and
you don't,
eliminate that.
yes. And having that budget, having that everybody understands is really important, because what happens if your bartender decides, oh, I ordered the liquor for you and there was this new whiskey that I think that we should try. So I bought 2 cases worth of it, but that 2 cases worth of it cost $500. And he just threw your budget $500 over because he bought that whiskey without talking to you about it. That's a problem, right? Having that budget, making sure people who are doing the ordering and purchasing understand where you're trying to stay in line helps everybody stay on the same page. Because everybody loves a deal. My husband is horrible about that. He'll go to like Costco or Sam's Club and he'll be like, oh my God, look, you can get like a whole case of this for just like, you know, $59.99. And I was like, you know, honey, you know what's a better deal? Not buying it because we can't afford it. It's not in our budget. So having that type of communication is important. And it also helps provide accountability. You want people to be, you want to be accountable for these numbers. You want to know where that money is going. So it's important to go through and figure out and identify the different factors that could affect your budget. So say you're going to be, how many people want to do like a farm to table? Organic farm to table. How many people think that organic doing a farm to table means it's going to be cheaper? Good. I'm seeing people shake their head no, because that is correct, right? Because it costs more money. You're getting something organic. You need to know how that's going to, and it's going to be trickier to get stuff. What if there was a drought that summer? So now you don't have the strawberries that you typically have. Now strawberries are going to be $1 million, like, you know, $1 billion. Are you going to up your menu prices? Or are you going to take strawberries out completely? What about vanilla? Vanilla went, that shortage, I don't know if the shortage is actually still happening, but there's a giant vanilla shortage where having, if you buy whole, like actual real vanilla, it was, what is it, like $25 for that little tiny, like half-ounce container. It was insane for a while because there was a big shortage in Madagascar. They over-farmed the vanilla, and that really will do a number on your menu prices. So are you going to keep vanilla in, or are you going to take it out? So those are those kind of internal and external factors that you want to look at when you are doing your budget. There's another great one that Chef Jonathan and I talk about for entrepreneurship when we're going over your schedule, how you always need to have a manager on at all times. Why do you think you need a manager on at all times? Anybody? Anybody?
You gotta have somebody that's going to take responsibility and lead. You've got to have a leader.
Structure.
You have nothing but followers.
Yeah, you want to have a leader. You want to have somebody who will take responsibility. You want to make certain that nobody is stealing, because that bottle of wine can go very quickly. Oh, I need toilet paper at home. I'm just going to take a roll. No one will notice. Like, I've seen that enough times, and that's going to affect your bottom dollar. So that's when we talk about making certain, ooh, I see customer complaints. Yes. Customer complaints is key. What if you're not producing the same exact thing every single time? So your quality is inconsistent. What if Chef Jonathan works one day, I work the other day, our scoop of mashed potatoes is completely different. I do a big heap and scoop because I'm like, or he'll do a big heap and scoop. And I'm like, I'm a girl, I don't want carbs. And I do a smaller scoop. Well, that inconsistency in your sizing is going to make a difference in your bottom dollar, because he is not creating, like, there is no consistent product. One's doing something bigger than the other. So that's where you really want to make certain that you understand those potential factors that could have an impact on your budget. Because all of a sudden, Chef Jonathan, I went on vacation. Chef Jonathan's working all week. When we had enough potatoes to last when both of us were working, but now that Chef Jonathan is working all week to cover my vacation, and he's doing that giant heaping scoop of potatoes, you guys ran out of potatoes. This is bigger, right? So that's where looking at your budget figuring it out for your business is really, really important. And understanding your budget will help you forecast, right? Because a budget and forecast work together. They work in tandem. Now, when I say forecast, what do you guys think of?
Basically, you're planning ahead. You're using current usage to be able to plan ahead for your food productions to have on hand. Because if you run out of it, if you have pork chops as your special for the day and you're not forecasting that day's special, you run out of pork chops. People get upset.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because you guys are used to seeing forecasts every single day, right? Because of the weather. Weather meteorologists, Weather Channel, all those people, they are forecasting the weather to try to tell you what it's going to be for the next 10 days. Heck, the Farmer's Almanac does it for the whole year, right? So that's where you already seen it done. You're doing the same thing. And it boils down to doing your homework, doing the research, seeing, your location. Is there busier times versus non-busier times? If I lived in the mountains, my busy time would be during the winter time, right? But what if I lived on the beach in New England? When do you think my busy time is going to be?
Mostly in New England, it's going to be by weather. Spring, summer, mostly summer, because that's when the vacationers are going to go.
Exactly.
Go south during the winter, and the southern folks go north during the summer because they don't want to deal with the cold.
Exactly. Yes, because New England, heck, even in summertime, you're still wearing a sweatshirt if you're next to the ocean in certain areas, because that's just how it is. That's how the weather is. And you can forecast how busy you're going to be by your area. Does your town do a lot of festivals? I live in Fort Collins, and definitely Chef Jonathan knows there is a festival, it's almost like every week, especially during the summertime. There is a million festivals that go on in this town. It is insane. But we have the art crawl, we have Tour de Fat, where you get to dress up crazy and ride your bike around town. We have music festivals. You have all those things to bring people in. So I know that I'm going to be really busy during those times when there's going to be festivals. But I also know that it's completely dead as a doornail around January, right after New Year's Eve is done, New Year's Day, it'll be dead as a doornail. So I know that I'm not going to be as busy then. I'm not going to need as much food. I'm not going to need as much labor, right? Maybe I can tell people to take their vacations then. It's like, go somewhere nice and warm where we're not busy, right? And you do this because it allows you as a manager, as a business owner, to be able to properly anticipate what your sales are going to look like, how much food you're going to need, how much labor you're going to need. So forecasting is a really important aspect to doing your budget, because if you have your forecast, you know how much you're going to need, then you can budget for it. You can be prepared. And for you guys, I have a delightful, this little top tips for you guys. You will get my slides. They will be on your guys' website. But here's a little top tips for successful financial forecasting for you guys to check out. My slides will be on your guys' page. Now, factors to help determine purchasing. What do you think is going to go into actually being able to purchase all that awesome food that you're going to get? What do you have to think about?
Would you say usage and peak operation hours?
Yep. Yeah. What else?
Finding items that people would want to actually purchase.
Items, yeah. Making sure that your menu is actually going to work for your target market. Yeah. What else?
To ensure that you have enough product to cover what you're serving.
Yep. Have enough product to cover what you're going to be doing. Do you remember what that's called? Having enough product to cover until your next delivery. You guys remember what that's called? You guys remember? Anybody?
Your inventory?
It's inventory, but your par level,
Okay.
right? What else are you guys going to take into effect?
What's in season?
What's in season? Yes. If there is a like shortage in something, right? Because there's always a food recall. There was like a whole, what was it, like 6 months where nobody used lettuce for like everything. Like that's going to affect all your salads, right? Better be seeing some composed salads, right? Now, what other things? How many people are going to do a food truck? Anybody food truck? I see one. How many people are going to do catering business? I see catering. How many people want to do a restaurant? Restaurant? Do you guys think you're going to have the same exact size establishment between all of those? No. So do you think you'd be able to actually, you have to figure out how you're going to hold all that food, right? Do you have the walk-in for it? Do you have the storage space for your dry goods? I see a bunch of caterings and food truck. Yeah, it's all going to be different. That's going to affect how you're actually going to how much you're actually going to purchase. Because you have to look at where are you going to put this stuff? At the B&B, because it was a bed and breakfast with an event center, so we did weddings and conferences and stuff. I had no storage whatsoever. It was this tiny little like closet. I did not have a pretty walk-in. I had 2 reach-ins. There was no pretty walk-in. So for me, that really made me have to really think about how I'm going to purchase items, because I did not have enough space to actually get anybody to deliver their product, like their stuff to me. I didn't have enough on the truck because I wasn't big enough to have that. Luckily, there was a place called Shamrock that was in town, and they're kind of like a US Foods, a Cisco, just like a smaller version. They have a warehouse in town. I could go and pick up the food. So for me, that made a difference. I wasn't able to get those deliveries. You might be able to. You may be able to determine that, yes, I can buy like 2 giant cases of tomatoes and you are going to be using them. I would not be able to use that many tomatoes. Not enough before they would go bad. Chef Jonathan, what? I don't remember at the good old place in Boco. How big was your kitchen in the back?
There was a lot of square footage, but it was a very goofy setup. And we had a walk-in that was, I think, about 50 feet long. But we only had about this much of the walk-in because we had 100 beers on tap. So it's all about what the concept is and how much space you have, and it was fun.
Yeah, and knowing your concept, knowing how the size of your operation, those are going to make a difference for how much you're actually going to be able to purchase. Because, you know, you can say how, like my husband, like, oh yeah, this looks like such a great deal. But if you don't have any place to put it, it's not really a deal because it's just, there's no place to put it. You don't have enough time to use it. So for me, getting that 50-pound bag or 100-pound bag of onions, there's no way we'd be able to go through that much. But getting that 25-pound bag of onions, I could do that every week and be able to use them every week. And knowing those aspects is really important. And then it gives you that control to really look at your purveyors and say, look, this is how much product I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it consistently and it's going to be each week. And you can have that good back and forth conversation with your purveyors to really figure out what's going to work best for your establishment. So, did you have US Foods or Cisco, Chef Jonathan? I'm kind of curious.
In Northern Colorado, I worked with Shamrock and Cisco, both.
Yeah. And then did you do a Pacific market for the fish?
Yep.
Yes, they would not deliver to me, but luckily since I had a good established relationship with the rep, he would drop stuff off to me as he was making his other deliveries. But technically, I would have not gotten that. But that's where it's good to, through all of this, do that research. Understand you need to do your homework. Talk to your competitors. See how busy, go walk in, see how busy they are. Are they busy? If they are, then you know that you have a good chance of being busy too during that time frame. It helps you understand what to look at. And to help with this, and if you're like, if any of you are, oh no, I have no idea, how am I going to create a budget? I'm going to pull up my homework for you guys. This is homework I had to do for my master's program. I created a business. It was I created a cooking school, a recreational cooking school. We called it mise en place. What does mise en place mean?
All your ingredients.
Yep, everything in its place. Everything in its place because we wanted your place to be in the kitchen with us learning how to cook. Boom, marketing. So, but for me to understand what to expect from my investors, I had to create a budget. I had to forecast, I had to figure out how much money I really needed, right? So now you don't have to do this now. This is not to scare you. This is to show you the possibilities that you can do because you guys are practicing now. And I will tell you this, I did this for my class and this was part of the assignment and the instructor, I got it back. He's like, 100%, this is gonna be perfect for your final. And then we got a mass email afterwards where the instructor said, so the majority of you bombed this assignment. So for those who get worried about numbers, you're not the only one, because if people in their master's program can't do it, don't worry, you're not the only one. You are getting that practice in way ahead. So you're already a step ahead of everybody else. Now, this was the monthly budget we did. So we looked at my staff. I looked at how much I was gonna use for my website. I was able to look at food and beverage prices. I was able to figure out insurance, all of this stuff. And it was just looking it up, talking to people, getting those numbers. And you're gonna do the same thing when you're ready to open your establishment, something similar to this. But I did a 12-month budget right here. I was able to look at my forecasts because I was able to look at my competition. I looked to see how busy they were, how many people were in their classes, what type of food, like menus they were doing. And I was able to figure out how busy I would actually end up being. And you're going to do something similar for your business. But this is that type of, these are those type of factors that when you are ready for your establishment, that your investors, being a manager, you're the business owner, everybody wants to know. But now you guys get to practice, get that foundation so you can do something like this. And it's important to look at the fun numbers because we have all of this great stuff to look at when you're looking at your food costs. Now remember, another name for total food cost is cost of goods sold, so COGS. You will hear that now for the rest of your life in this career. Am I right, Chef?
More or less, yeah.
So if somebody says COGS to you, they are referring to cost of goods sold. And that is the same thing as your total food costs. For basic standpoint. So and then to figure out your food cost percentage, you guys already did this, right? You did this in week 3, correct? Is it week 3, Chef?
Week 2 and week 3 had a little bit of that on each of the weeks. So.
Yes. So you have your food cost percentage. And so you have your beginning inventory, then your purchasing, whatever you started with, then you have to order more food, right? You had 1 banana, now you have to order 5 bananas. Then you sold a couple of those bananas and you ended up with 2 bananas left. And that's how whatever that number is, you end up with your total food cost. So let's look right here. So your beginning inventory was $3,000. You purchased $2,000 worth of food and you sold stuff. Got your menu out there, people came in, they were happy with your food, and you ended up with $1,500 of left for your ending inventory. So you're adding your beginning inventory and your purchases together, and then you're gonna subtract your ending inventory. And that is how you're gonna get your total food cost. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now remember, we have that food cost percentage. We have to, because we love percentages, because it's easier for people to understand a percentage than just a number, right? Because if I say, oh, we had $5,000 worth of sales, or $5,000 worth of like occupancy rate in my cooking class, right? But if I said, people don't understand that, but if I said 80% of the people showed up, sounds better, right? Sounds better than just a number, giving that percentage. Somebody just wrote online. That's interesting. So then we have sales. You guys got $15,000 worth of sales. Good for you. Now to figure out that percentage, you have that 3,500 divided by 15,000, and you're gonna get that 0.233333 forever. Now, how do we make it into an actual percentage? Do you guys remember?
23 cents.
Well, this is going to be a percentage. So how are we going to actually, yep, I see Charles put times it by 100. Yes. Now it's 0.33333. Are we rounding up? Are we rounding down?
Down.
Down. Correct.
Also, when you're working with percentages, you just move the decimal over twice. You don't have to times it by 100. But
correct. Yep, you can just move it over twice, but if you do get unsure, you can always multiply by 100, right, Chef?
That's right. So quick question, guys, with this question, what would you punch into your quiz as your answer?
23.
23.33 might be a little more accurate. Remember to check out how many decimal places it wants. But yes, you don't want that sign on the end.
Yep. And then now you guys are going to do this one. And no commas, correct. Raj, no commas. I did the commas here for you guys, so it's easier to read, but do not put commas on for your quiz. Now we have the beginning inventories, 10,000. Then you have purchases of 12,000, and your ending inventory is $5,500. What do you think your total food cost is going to be? This is where you guys get to do math. I can have Jeopardy music going on in the background if you want. That do 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 do. Yes. Ooh, where'd it go? It is $16,500 because you added your beginning inventory, you included your purchases, and then you subtracted your ending inventory and you got $16,500. Fantastic. Now, you guys made $40,000 worth of sales. Yay! Right? Now, what is your food cost percentage? Remember, it's that total food cost divided by your sales. So what is that? We're seeing 0.41, 0.4125, 0.41. Yes, because that is 0.4125. Well, let's try to be as accurate as possible. So it's that 41.25%. Does that make sense? Yes? Amanda, what is your question?
Why do we don't round when we're dealing with percentages?
So on the quiz, it does ask you to round to a percentage. So this would just be 41%. But again, you want to make sure to pay attention to what the quiz is asking for. And with food cost percentages in like the real world, that 0.25% can be an enormous amount of money. So you want to be really accurate with these because you might be talking about $50,000 in sales. And so that little bit of change in your percentage could be a lot of money. So in the real world, you're going to want to be as accurate as you can be. But on the quiz, 41% would be the answer.
This is what's confusing me. Like, how is there a 41.25%? Like a percent is just, I mean, to my understanding, if I got that answer, let's say if it was 4152%, I would round up to 42%.
Correct.
Or would I? Okay.
Yep, because anything 5 and above, you round up.
Right. I just don't understand the 0.25. I don't get why we put 41.25%. I'm just confused on that.
Well, because think of it that way. What if you got paid and you got your paycheck and you were going to be paid, let's say 60, I'm going to pull up your calculator. I'm going to say here, calculator. You're gonna get paid $60,000 a year, right? You're gonna divide that by 52 weeks in a year, and then you end up with this giant number, right? Now, what if I just said you're gonna get paid $1,153? Are you gonna be pissed that you didn't get that 84 cents?
I mean, not really. I mean, technically, yeah.
So you work for it. That's your money. And that 84 cents, while this may seem small, well, and if we round up to 85 cents, 85 times 52, that's 44 bucks. $44.20 that you could go get, you know, a couple of Starbucks lattes. You could get gas for an extra week, right? So that's where you want to count as much, you know, count as much money as your money as possible. You want to know where it's going. Because this could end up, what if you did $600,000 in sales and you didn't count, and we say we did that divide by 52, but you don't count all of it? Like, you're gonna have money that's gonna go to waste. You could buy extra product for it. That's profit that's going back to you, to your business, that you're wasting out on. What if I decided, well, I'm just gonna round down to 11,000. I'm not gonna round up. That's where
no,
you wanna
I
be.
understand on the money part. I just don't understand what we're doing for the percentages. Because percentages and dollar amount is different, right?
Well, your percentages, because think of it this way. We always tell you to times by 0.3 versus multiply by 3, right? For your items, for your, remember your 30, 30, 30, 10, that delightful. We say don't times because you're missing. Am I right, Chef Jonathan? You love this one. Because it's not as accurate. You want it to be as accurate as possible. And think of it this way, you want to be as accurate as possible, especially for your taxes. Because if you happen to get audited, that tax person wants to know what happened to that money. Where did it go? And you can't just say, well, I just didn't count it. They want to know where it is. So that's where, you know, what is tax out here? It's that, because they want you to make sure that you're collecting the correct amount of taxes. What's sales tax out here? It's like 0.735% or 7.35%. What if you just took 7%? What if you didn't round? Like, what if you just rounded to 7 instead of doing that 7.35? You still have that extra money that the government's going to want to know where it went to. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah, no, the kind of like a 9/10 of a penny they charge you at the gas station.
Exactly. Exactly. Everybody wants to know where all the money is. And then I gave this delightful little mini spreadsheet for you guys on inventory. So you have each week, you have your beginning inventory and you have your ending inventory. Do you guys see a pattern? Anybody? Anybody? Do you see how your ending ending inventory here?
Week 2 and week 3.
Yep, your ending inventory will always be your beginning inventory for the following week. So remember, when you have a beginning inventory and you have an ending inventory, you know, let's say you do your inventory Sunday through Saturday. Saturday at 11:59 p.m., you had $5,000 worth of food. A minute later, that's your beginning inventory. That's $5,000 worth of food. So remember, when you're looking at beginning inventory versus ending inventory, you have what you start with and what you end with. What that ending is going to be your beginning for the following week. So then we have 7,000 ending for week 2. You're going to begin with 7,000. You have 4,000. You're going to begin with 4,000, and then so on and so forth. So remember that when you guys are going through your delightful quiz. And remember, these are all the fun things you get to do this week. All makeup assignments are due at the end of the week, so get them done. Am I right, Chef Jonathan?
Please make sure to, when you guys, before you finish out this week, please do check your grades on every assignment for this course. Make sure they're all where you want them to be. If one of them is a 6 or lower, feel free to retake it and use a makeup assignment for that. You don't want to miss that opportunity. But first things first, you want to make sure to get that week 5 quiz done.
Yes, yes. Now, anything special about this week 5 quiz, Chef, that we need to?
Yeah. Let me share my screen here. So remember, guys, this week is only 5 questions. The whole thing is only 5 questions. Up here at the top, these are some of the formulas you're going to need to do these types of problems. You'll notice these are the ones that Chef Rachel had on her slides a couple minutes ago. So utilize these. Another thing, you're going to have numbers that are over $1,000. This is when not using commas is incredibly important, because if you have the right answer and you put a comma in there, it's going to mark it as wrong. So make sure that you're not using commas in your answers. Couple other things here. When it asks, how much did Chef Amy spend? That's asking for total purchases. So you're going to add up each of these categories of purchases, and that's your food spend for the week, or your total purchases. So really think about what it's asking you, and there's a difference between how much did she spend and how much was your food cost. You'll also notice these are all basically the same word problem with different numbers, all 5 questions. So this week it's incredibly important to pick out only the information that's relevant for that question. So my suggestion is, instead of starting all the way at the top, start at that last question. How much more did Chef Amy spend on dairy than on produce? So if you get that type of a question, if I can find it, here we go. Figure out what information you need for just that question, and you can just think about dairy cost and produce cost. We really don't care about anything else. So it's all about narrowing your focus to exactly what that question is asking, right? So those are the big things. This is the only one that's a 5-question quiz. So definitely keep that in mind. Don't think you're missing that second page. There is no second page this week. The types of questions that are on there are all covered in that helpful hints sheet, just like we've had every single week for this course. There is one for this week 5 quiz. And I even threw that on the class page for you right here. So if you go to week 5, right underneath that assignment is the helpful hints. And that's going to look like this, and it'll have each type of question broken down and help you to figure out what needs to be done in each of those questions. I did see a hand just go up. A. Smith?
Yes, hi, Chef. Real quick question. So I took the week quiz 5 the other day because I just, I want to get a grasp on it a little earlier. And I did not like my score whatsoever. So what you're saying is I can take the quiz over again, but I have to put that in a makeup, or can I just take it now, like today?
Remember, as long as it's the same week, you can take it as many times as you want. Yeah, so since we're still in week 5, you can take it 1,000 times between now and Tuesday. You don't have to use a makeup now.
Okay, but I want to do week 3 over again. I'm going to have to put that one in the makeup.
Yes, if it's a previous week's assignment, that's true. Unless it's week 4. If you get your week 4 assignment in before the end of tonight, you will have that opportunity to resubmit through Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one I passed. I'm happy.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. One other, Amanda, there is kind of a final. The week 6 assignment is actually going to be a culmination assignment where there's a couple of problems from each of the week's quizzes. So you should recognize each of those questions that are on that quiz, but we're not actually going to introduce new quiz problems for the week 6. It'll just be a combination of everything that we've learned throughout the course.
And week 6 will be a fun week, am I right, Chef? Because it's going to be Jeopardy!
Yeah, so week 6, we are going to be playing Jeopardy. Make sure to bring a calculator because Chef Tyson is going to give you points for answering questions correctly. So we are going to have fun. We're going to play a game. It's going to have some things you should recognize. So make sure to be ready to do a little bit of math and have some fun next week. But if you can show up, this is a great week to earn a little bit of extra credit. Yes, it will definitely help to review previous quizzes and helpful hints and everything else.
Yeah, get as much extra credit as you can, right? Come ready to play Jeopardy! It's gonna be awesome. Am I right? Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Oh, good. Yeah, it's so great to hear that you guys are gonna love it. So then, fun and math can go in the same sentence. Do not worry. You'll get there. It's fun when you find $20 in your coat pocket, right? That's fun and math in the same sentence. So, it has been a pleasure having you guys in class. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I enjoyed it. It's fun going over numbers. Looking forward to seeing everybody in entrepreneurship. Yay, entrepreneurship. And if you have any questions, please reach out. But I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Get started on your assignments now. Don't wait until Tuesday. Get it going now. Practice, practice, practice. Get your makeup assignments done now because they're due on Tuesday. So get them in quickly as possible. Hope everybody has a fabulous night, and it has been a pleasure. I truly enjoyed myself, so I hope that you guys did too. Bye, everybody. Have a great, great night.
Good night.